Welcome back to the Snapple IndyCar series. You're here for race number 7 at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for today's running of the Honda Indy 200. This track is notoriously hard to pass with lots of elevation changes, and it's a big workout for these drivers. We've got 26 drivers in the field today, and they're all ready to make some big headway in the point standings. Qualifying was rained out, so our starting lineup is determined by points, and that's going to be very crucial to these drivers today. So let's look at the starting grid. On the pole is Marco Andretti, starting next to him is James Hinchcliffe. In row 2 is Tony Kanaan along with Carlos Munoz, a couple of teammates. In row 3 is Helio Castroneves and Scott Dixon. They've been known to battle it out for the points in the past. Then we got Charlie Kimball and Ryan Hunter-Reay in the 28. And then we have Will Power along with Greenbriar in the 15. Next we got Alexander Rossi and Takuma Sato now in the 30 car, now with Ray Hall Racing. Then we have Joseph Newgarden in the 2 and Connor Daly in the 25. Then we have Sebastian Bourdais along with Simon Pagenaud, a couple of Frenchmen. Then we have Max Chilton and Micah knapp, along with Ed Jones and JR Hildebrand, another couple of teammates for Ed Carpenter Racing. Then we have Zach Veach and Felix Rosenquist, along with Tate Greenbriar and Colt and Herta in the 88. And we have Jack Harvey and Robert Wickens, rookie, rounding out the field. So, let's take a look at some race facts for today. We got 12 laps, 26 drivers. There are no fuel stops necessary, although people might take tires. We'll start on the back straightaway, not the front straightaway. And here's a look at the track map. As you can see, we got a couple crucial spots on the track. A key overtaking zone is the keyhole, and we got the S's, Thunder Valley, and the Carousel. So this track is, like I said, it's notoriously hard to pass. It's definitely going to be a challenge. So here we go, green flags in the air. Heading into turn 5, it looks like Castroneves is going to get pushed off the racetrack on the first lap. Coming into lap 2, Marco Andretti takes a commanding lead, but that was a disaster start for Castroneves. As you see, Dixon gets a little bit sideways, hitting that curb through turn 1. Looks like Carlos Munoz moved his way up to 4th, as Dixon's trying to take second place over Hinchcliffe now as the cars come rolling down through Thunder Valley. It looks like Tony Kanaan's going to get nerfed off the racetrack by his teammate, Carlos Munoz, and that's going to bring out the first caution of the day, only on lap 3. Let's take a look at what happened. It looks like Kanaan and Munoz were battling for position, and Munoz might have got wide, pushed that 14 off into the sand, and then he just couldn't get going, and that's a dangerous spot to be stuck in. People have known to spin off into that area, so we wouldn't want Kanaan to get hurt. It looks like Kanaan's got too much damage, so he's going to have to go to the garage. And I don't know if Carlos Munoz has a lot of damage, but it looks like Munoz is going to be staying out here. We do have some takers on pit road. We got Alexander Rossi, Connor Daly, Zach Veach, and Micah knapp. Now, the first 3 I said are teammates. It looks like they're trying a new tire strategy. So we're going back green on lap number 5. Kimball's on the attack over James Hinchcliffe. Coming through the S's now. Will Power and Carlos Munoz side by side. And it looks like Colt and Herta goes off the track into the sand barrier, and we got more contact up in Thunder Valley. That's Carlos Munoz and Ryan Hunter-Reay, and they were both just involved, or Munoz was just involved in that accident. Looks like Munoz might have had some damage, got sent off the track, and Hunter-Reay tried to check up. Looks like he got hit in the back by Greenbriar. So Colton Herta looks like he just needs a new front wing. He'll be able to continue. Greenbriar, same thing. And green flag's back in the air here on lap number 7. Scott Dixon takes the lead. Coming down through Thunder Valley now. That 9 car is notorious for winning at Mid-Ohio. Charlie Kimball takes second place. Andretti's down to 3rd. Coming through that fast turn number 1. Here comes Takuma Sato moving into 4th place over Will Power. And down the backstretch, Takuma Sato's going to use the push to pass on Andretti, but Andretti's going to defend. Here comes Castroneves moving up into the top 5 after being pushed off the track on the first lap. Good recovery so far by that number 3. And it looks like Kimball's going to dive low to try and defend his position from Marco Andretti. And it looks like Scott Dixon got a little bit sideways off that hairpin. That's happened a couple of times today. That 9 car's gotten sideways. And it looks like Marco Andretti's going to take back 2nd. And now Kimball's under fire for 3rd place from Takuma Sato. On the outside, Takuma Sato goes, and it looks like Kimball's going to get loose in turn number 1, and he's going to spin and go off the track. Huge issues for Charlie Kimball. It looks like he just hopped over that curb. It's a very fast corner, and it looked like his car just got sideways, and he hit that barrier nose on. I don't know how he's going to be able to continue without going down pit road. He might just have to limp around for the remaining few laps, as Scott Dixon is now dealing with lap traffic of Graham Rahal, who was involved in that accident earlier. Here comes Takuma Sato moving into second, and Rahal's going to let his teammate by, no problem there. Scott Dixon, can he capitalize and gain a lot of points on his competition? He's going to go low on Colt and Herta a lap down, and they're going to make some contact. Final lap of the Honda Indy 200. Scott Dixon's leading. Oh, but he's got a tire going down. He's off and into the barrier. Takuma Sato inherits the lead. Can he hold off Castroneves? This is huge points implications here. Scott Dixon was all about to take a commanding victory here at Mid-Ohio, but an unfortunate incident with a lap car is going to keep him from winning. Takuma Sato takes the victory here in the Honda Indy 200. That was a crazy last lap turn of events. You see Scott Dixon going low on a lap car of Colt and Herta, and Herta just had nowhere to go, almost got pushed off the track, and he got into Dixon, and that must have cut Dixon's tire down, because going into the keyhole turn, that right rear tire just let go, and that gave Takuma Sato the lead. So let's look at your finishing order. Takuma Sato gets his first win of the season. Helio Castroneves makes a strong recovery to come in second place. Marco Andretti, who was up front all day, finishes third, so that's a good point stay for him. Will Power fourth. Ed Jones with a great top 5. Robert Wickens with the top 6. Pretty good for him. He started dead last. Hinchcliffe 7th, Pagenaud 8th, and you can see the rest of the results there. Here are your point standings. After that third place finish today, Andretti still has the lead. Hinchcliffe just 13 points back, and with what happened to Dixon, Helio Castroneves is now in third in points, just 38 points back. Tony Kanaan had a rough day, so he's now 50 points back, and you can find your favorite driver lower in the standings. These points are very crucial now as we're in crunch time. We've only got a few races left in this season, so every point counts, and it looks like Takuma Sato was able to capitalize on that today, as well as Castroneves. So we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the Honda Indy 200.